been observing the kind of clothes Tinubu wears. It's like they're made in Nigeria, Senator Yusuf. The senator representing Taraba Central Senatorial District, Senator Yusuf Abubakar Yusuf, has said that since Bola Ahmed Tinubu came into office, he has been observing the kind of clothes he wears, and that it's like his clothes are made in Nigeria. He said this during an interview on Channels Television on Thursday, July 20th. Senator Yusuf said that Nigerians need to start looking inward and imbibe the attitude of using products that are manufactured locally here in Nigeria. He said that is where the issue of sacrifice comes in. Senator Yusuf was reacting to the comment from one of the anchors of the program, who said that the government has been asking citizens to make sacrifices in the meantime in order to enjoy the benefits in the future. He said, I agree with you that we should look inwards, that we should also imbibe the attitude of using locally produced products, and that we use what we produce, and that's where sacrifice should come from. But that's the thing, that's such a wrong mindset. Using your own domestically produced products is not suffering, it's not sacrifice. So regardless, what you're communicating is that when things get better, we can start importing. How does that seek to solve a solution long term? What you should actually promote, first of all, the thing of sacrificing is absolutely insulting. And if Nigerians should just rush the guy, I think they would have. But in terms of the mindset of adopting and using our own domestic products, it's not a sacrifice. It's us, should have pride in it. We made this, so we should use it continuously as part of our living as Nigerians, not let's sacrifice for the meantime. So don't worry, when the economy is up and running, we can keep importing. Does that make sense? Of course it does not make sense. And then using Tinubu's outfits as an example of a domestically produced good that we should, be happy that he does. Who cares? Clothes, really? Is that like as if going to a tailor and, getting your own Ankara made for you is not already in part of our culture? It's part of our culture, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to the basic of basic things, right? With food, with education, with everything. And even with the clothing, it's not even as part of our culture, because honestly, it's only when we're going for occasions and events that we wear our traditional stuff. But going to the office, going to schools, tell me what we wear that is so Nigerian that we can say it's part of our Nigerian identity and how we live our lives. So I think obviously for Nigerians, it's absolutely very insulting for him to give a comparison to Tinubu of what he, wears in Nigeria. He's a politician, so obviously, with the image and, what's it called? The culture that pursues politicians and how they present themselves, representing their culture is, a big one of them. Even first ladies, when you say first ladies, when their husbands are in office, what happens? They literally is gillies until you leave office. But telling Nigerians they need to sacrifice in the meantime is absolute nonsense. It's just, it's very insulting. Rather than speak like that, just speak with solutions and say, this is what we are planning. Make it measurable and say, well, we expect that in this time, also be specific. The fuel prices would be this. We aim to get it to this range. And talk about, okay, for foreign exchange, where do you see the Naira staying at? That's basically what Nigerians need. Nigerians are not stupid and they're not immune to suffering. Suffering is part of the daily existence as a Nigerian. Suffering are Nigerian 5 and 6. So to tell Nigerians they need to exercise patience, sacrifice, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Oh my God, where else would they be made? Do they make agbada in Europe or in America? To be fair, if they're making it there, you think he wouldn't get it from there? Oh my God, very, very, very interesting. You must be very blind. The fabrics are imported. Lace is made in Australia. The cotton agbada where it's imported. Get your facts right. Wow, someone is angry because they left it with like almost 10 exclamation marks. Yeah, I mean, my God, it's crazy. Likewise, the cap designed by Ayo Confraternity. Interesting. Sycophants everywhere. Where are the fabrics from? Listen, a lot of people are very angry. I mean, it's you can tell, and a government that really cares about you will not try to get you angry a lot of the time, without actually giving solutions. And I really I don't understand. Nigerians, we're stuck in a cycle of complaining and accepting anyways. So if for change to happen, that kind of mindset needs to change, first of all. Um Very sad. But at the end of the day, as I say, Nigerians are just going to have to accept that this is their president, and there's nothing they can actually do about it unless they decide to do something about it. You're never left with no choice. There's always a choice, and the choice to do nothing is a choice that you can take or do something. That's the only thing. So at the end of the day, it seems like this regime and this suffering is going to continue until something is done. By who? Who I think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.